Okay, so we're gonna talk a little bit about power distribution and where we get our power from. Okay, how many of you guys know where we got our power from?
Knowledge. Generators.
Okay, what type of generation talking about? Our power comes from
First is the
hydroelectric power plant. That's where we get most of our power from, okay? We used to get our power from nuclear,
dams.
nuclear reactors, but they closed them all down in California.
They close a lot of them down.
Yes, they decommissioned all of them, so. We used to get our power from a plant called Diablo Canyon. Yeah, of course not. That was back in the '80s, but they decommissioned all of those plants. There's one in Morro Bay. There was one in towards Sacramento, up in Rancho Seco. Diablo Canyon, so they decommissioned all of them in California. Because they say it's unsafe. So this is where we get our power from.
The dam.
So down there, as the water comes down through here, guess what? That pressure, it generates, it turns a generator. Ooh. 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 Watch, open the gate. Open the gate. See? Wow, okay, so this, how many of you guys been to Morro Bay? How many of you guys been to Monterey?
Monterey.
And then you guys go 152, go down 152, and you go across 55.
Yeah, I see that big dam.
Yeah, that's, what's it called? What's that lake called?
It's called Lake.
San Luis Reservoir.
There you go.
I gotta go by there, it's exciting, every time I go by there now, I'm just looking. All the power lines and everything, it's just exciting, you know?
I mean, it's an
So
adventure
if we
there.
that dam and like destroyed it, would it like shut off power to like all of California?
First of all, I'll create a flood.
No, that's, we don't get our power from San Luis. Most of our power will come from, Wishon, which is up above Nicky Creek.
Yeah,
No, you don't, no?
sorry, I don't explore too much California.
There's
I know, I should.
there's a power, plant at, Millerton,
No, I heard about it.
Bryant,
Heard about Millerton? You've never been to Millerton?
I want to say yes, I have, but like
Shaver. Been to
Shaver, I
Lake?
don't know. It's Shaver.
That's Southern California Edison. So that was built by Southern California Edison. So all of the power plants, there's one at Huntington, like Bass Lake. So where there's a reservoir, there's gonna be a power generating plant. So what they do is they keep generating power and they move that power whoever's needed it in California. Some of them have solar, they have solar down in the high desert, solar generating plants, and they have wind generating plants, especially across the Tehachapi. Everybody been over the Tehachapi? No? It's got all of the wind generating things, because they got a good wind flow going across the high desert there. Okay, so at the generating plant, it's gonna generate anywhere from 11,000 to 40,000 volts. This is roughly, it depends on the generator, it depends on the size of the reservoir and stuff like that, so. So we're looking at 40,000 maybe, okay?
Give or take.
Give or take, 11,000 maybe. Then it goes to a transformer. What kind of transformer does it go to? Step up. It looks like that.
I would see this.
Oh, you've seen those, huh? Wow. So as it goes to the step-up transformer, it'll go from 500,000 to 750,000 volts.
That's a big jump.
That's a big jump. Yep. Then it's sent
Just a
on
second.
its way. by way of power lines, see? Anybody ever seen these type of power poles?
I see them every
Never
day.
seen that before in my life.
Huh?
I see. There's
These are like over there in San Luis.
there's a power plant near my house.
What are
I
those
see them
things?
once in a while.
So these are high power lines, and if you look at the lines, you can see how far apart they are. The higher the voltage, the more that voltage will travel. So they have to spread them out to a certain point. Some of you have, taken, the OSHA 10, or one of you have. And there's a certain safe distance between high power lines to set up ladders or scaffolding. So as the voltage increases, the distance increases, because that voltage will jump. There's 1.21 gigawatts.
Wow. Jesus.
Okay, the voltage arrives at a substation outside of town. I'm sure you guys have driven by those. Yeah? The one out on McCall and Jensen? No?
I need a visual picture.
No, never been out there?
Yeah.
Nobody goes to Sanger?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't have to be at Sanger, I mean, any place out in the middle of.
And it's
Middle of
it's
nowhere.
across from like this little convenience store or something.
What?
Never mind. You never been to Singer?
Huh?
You never been to Singer?
That's why I see.
It's like right there, there's a convenience store, then there's like the whole mess. of,
That's a
like-
different one.
Oh.
That's a different substation.
Oh,
There's one on 12.
never mind.
Yeah, these are substations before they go into town. You're talking about the ones that are in town, those are different. So, on the outskirts of town, then it's set into town, then it goes into town, then it goes into where, Sanger? It goes into Sanger. By way of some more lines. There it goes to multiple substations. And the voltage is stepped down to about 6,600 volts or
600.
660 volts, depending on where they're going with it. So the ones that are in town, I don't know why I put that one on, it doesn't even look, I should actually just drive around and take pictures, huh? Instead of trying to find them on the internet. So there's in town and out of town substations. Each one is designed for certain voltage, so as it steps down, we're obviously not gonna use that kind of voltage in our homes, so
Correct.
eventually gotta be stepped down. There's another one too, I didn't even recognize that, but you can see the insulators on these wires. Check them out. Check them out.
Wow. Wowzers.
Okay, the voltage arrives at the pole. Anybody got poles? You got a pole? You got a pole, okay. I got a pole too. My backyard. It's stepped down to 230 volts for residential, right? And it looks like that.
You have one of those in your backyard.
Okay, so as it stepped down, it goes to residence. This one is obviously stepped down from here, it probably is 6,600 volts, hitting that transformer. Those explode once in a while, especially in the summertime.
Wait, so they have like a fuse or something in it?
So when the power goes out in your neighborhood, the electricity guys come to your backyard?
They don't want to because the pole is actually on the other side of the fence. But they don't wanna go over the fence to get on the pole, they have to go to.
Steve will be out there with a shotgun ready, just like, come on. Come towards my side.
There's also another pole next door, in my next door neighbor's yard. We checked it all out, we scoped it all out.
Interesting.
Okay, the voltage will enter the structure by way of what?
The weather.
Wow. That's called a weatherhead. Anybody ever seen one of those? Uh-huh. Okay, so the weatherhead is where the power comes in. These connections right here, are where the high voltage wires connect to the house wires. Those are connected by what they call kernies or split bolts. They stick the wires in there and then tighten it down with a wrench. Get all tight and then they wrap it with friction tape. It's pretty interesting. My instructor did a lot of high power work. He tell you what kind of straps to buy when you're climbing falls, what kind of harness not to buy, cause they give up. He said, I'd never buy that other kind. Cause they just give out at any time, they'll just give up.
Can you give an example?
Huh?
Can you give an example of like what harness?
Yeah, he told us, I don't remember,
Oh.
it's been like 33 years ago, come on.
Okay,
I can
Steve.
remember some things from school, but not everything, okay?
I just, it sounded like you knew one of them at least, but you just didn't want to mention it.
Okay, then it goes to a meter. A meter. See the weatherhead up there? Ta-da! Shader. Ta-da!
It's all coming.
No.
Should we drink a pink drink, bro?
These are power lines, and these are old school stuff. Nowadays, new construction of power lines are in the ground. They've eliminated all the poles.
I bet kids will like touch.
And then it goes to one of these. What the heck is that thing?
So yeah, there you go.
It is a Cutler hammer.
The breakers.
That's circuit breaker.
The box.
Circuit
Yeah,
breaker.
that.
Yeah, the box is Cutler hammer. I can tell by the looks of it.
Mm.
I seen that.
Yeah, seems
Okay.
alright.
I played.
And then it goes to where?
Wall outlets.
And then that's where you get that.
What is
Right?
that thing? Oh my gosh.
I never seen one of those.
Is that your?
Okay, so now we know kind of where electricity comes from, our power anyway, right?
Mhm.
We good with that?
Yep.